High-speed sync. It's one of the most requested features in a flash, but what is it? Why do you need it? And how can you use it with Godox flashes? Let's figure that out today in the studio. Hello there, my name is Alex Silva. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to keep learning about photography in general and flash photography in particular. So what is HSS? High Speed Sync, or HSS, is a great feature in a flash. In a previous video, I explained it in general terms by going through how a shutter works, what is a camera's flash sync speed, and how HSS actually works. However, I thought it would be better if I could show it to you. In order to show you HSS in action, I asked Jessica to pose again for me. We got together to shoot around sunset, socially distanced of course. This time I decided to shoot with a fairly simple setup, my Fujifilm X-T2 and the XF35 f1.4 lens. I set two bare flashes, one lighting the wall on camera right and another lighting Jessica from camera left. I controlled both flashes with the Godox X Pro transmitter. In order to make a thorough test, I repeated all shots with the Godox TT685, 350 and TT600. I didn't want any ambient light in my images, so I started with ISO 100 and my camera's maximum sync speed, which is 1/250th of a second. Then I started stopping down the aperture until I got a dark frame at f4.5. Setting the flashes to 1/8 power gave me the look that I wanted, so I made a few more images. After shooting a few frames, I noticed that using f4.5 showed the wall behind Jessica clearly in focus, and I wanted to have some separation by using a wider aperture. But in order to use f1.4, I needed to increase my shutter speed to 1/2000th of a second. That is beyond my camera's sync speed. I needed to activate HSS, but how? Well, with Fujifilm it's pretty simple, and I'll get to Canon, Sony and Nikon in a minute. As you can see in the video, I got in my camera's menus, entered the flash settings and set it to Auto FP, which is Fujifilm's way of saying turn HSS on when needed. I then proceeded to change my shutter speed, and that was it. The HSS icon turned on automatically on the transmitter and on the flash. I was then able to shoot past my sync speed. Of course, the flash loses power, so I needed to make some adjustments to my flash power settings, increasing it to 1/2. What about your camera? I just described how to activate HSS in Godox flashes using a Fujifilm camera. But how about Canon, Sony or Nikon cameras? I don't have any of those, but I know people who do, and they agreed to get on Google Meet calls so we could review how HSS works on Godox flashes with different camera systems. Thank you, Jesus, Miguel and Augusto. Here's what we found out. Canon and Sony cameras require you to press the button named Sync on the Godox X Pro transmitter, either one of these. So you can then select a shutter speed that is higher than your camera's sync speed. Fujifilm and Nikon require you to go into your camera's menu and activate HSS. This will activate HSS in the transmitter, and now you can select higher shutter speeds. Even though the flashes we tested with, the TT685, 600, AD600, have buttons labeled as HSS, you don't need to press them. The control signal indicating HSS mode will come from the transmitter. If you use Olympus or Panasonic cameras and you use HSS with Godox flashes, please share your experience and setup in the comments section. And there you have it, how to use high-speed sync using Godox flashes. I really hope you found this video interesting, informative, but also entertaining. If that is the case, please press the like button. Of course, you can also subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. But most of all, please remember to stay safe, keep learning, and keep creating. And I'll see you in the next video.